Hey everybody, welcome back to this episode of Cool Bike Projects. In today's special episode, we'll be working with a young man named Thomas, who has sent me his bicycle through bikeflights.com to do a restoration and slight retro conversion to make this mountain bike into more of a bikepacking bike for him. A special thanks to bikeflights.com for making this possible. If you saw one of my last videos, we talked about a new partnership where Bikeflights is sending potential collaborators a free bike box that will be shipped directly to their house. They can then ship their bike to me at a drastically discounted rate so that we can work on a bike project together. So, let me introduce you to Thomas. We'll hear a little about his story and what we plan on doing for his bike. So this is our second or our third collaboration I've done online this way, where I've met with somebody and we've talked about taking their bike, their project bike, and coming up with a list of ideas of things they'd like to improve or upgrade or restore. So if you wouldn't mind, Thomas, tell me a little about your bike, like where you got it and what you've been doing with it.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's a 1998 GT Palomar. I bought it about 5 years ago from a local mom and pop shop. I've been riding it all over California for 5 years, put a lot of miles on it. I've ridden it to the coast a couple times from here. So
Awesome. From your email, it sounds like you'd like to do maybe a little more adventurous stuff with it. So what would you like to see done with your bike?
Just beefier components to take on the gravel roads around here, maybe some of the trails if possible. And also, handle all the extra luggage that I would need.
So before I lose some of you, here's the plan. Thomas wants to convert his mountain bike into a gravel bike by putting on some new beefier wheels, a mustache bar, a 1x9 drivetrain system, some V-brakes, and he'd like to paint it too. So this is going to be an involved project, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, I'm looking forward to working on your bike with you, and as we're moving forward, my plan is to keep on sending you pictures throughout the process. After a little more digging on the bike, it appears to be a 1995 or 1996 Palomar. It came out just before V-brakes had become a standard on most bikes, and while the steel frame itself is in decent shape, the paint has definitely had better days. So we'll be stripping this bike down and sending it off to get it sandblasted and powder coated at one of our local shops here in Idaho Falls. Something to consider when you have a frame powder coated is to make sure that all of the threads that you plan on using get covered up. Here you can see the brake studs actually got powder coated by accident. Not a big deal, as the new V-brake calipers had plenty of space. But as I knew that Thomas might be putting on a pannier in the back, I wanted to make sure I already had some bolts inserted so that the powder coating wouldn't mess with the threads. A lot of people ask where to find replacement decals. And there's actually quite a few companies out there that make replicas that are exact, but even more that make modern style. So in talking with Thomas, we found 3 different places on Etsy or eBay that had some classic GT decals, but this is more of a modern style that had more coverage, and it's the one that Thomas liked. I believe these were printed in the Ukraine and shipped stateside for less than $25. At some point I'll do a video on powder coating and the whole process, but as for now my time is so limited, I'm lucky to find a place that can get me in within 1 or 2 weeks. Typically the powder coating cost is around $150 to $200 for a frame and a fork, depending on the finish. So time to make a disclaimer here. I should have been wearing a mask, big time. There's probably nothing more caustic to your lungs than spraying liquid polyurethane. It was outside with a nice breeze and I thought, I'll be fine. Yeah, definitely wear a mask. Okay, it's time to build this bicycle. For the actual build, we'll only be reusing some of the parts. The headset, the stem, and the seat. Everything else will be new parts on this bike. One of my new favorite YouTube channels is called Gary's Projects. Gary really takes his time and knows his stuff when it comes to derusting, and has several methods for getting oxidation out of parts and reusing small parts to make things work on newer bikes. For as much as I love new sealed cartridge bearings, there is something satisfying about taking an old needle bearing or basic ball bearings and getting it running smooth again. For Thomas's bike, we're going to be repurposing an old Holotech Dior crankset with a set of brand new bearings and converting his drivetrain to a 1x9 microshift system. One of Thomas's requests was a much sturdier set of wheels, and we managed to scoop up one of the last set of Dior Rhinolite wheels. It's amazing that in 2021, you can find a cheaper set of nice Stans 27.5 wheels than you can a basic set of 26-inch wheels. Again, I'd like to thank Marque Cycling for their continued support for our channel. Thanks to their kind sponsorship, we were able to save Thomas money on this build by providing free grips and nice MTB pedals. With a simplified drivetrain, sturdy wheels with great grip, and solid braking system, this is going to make one heck of a travel bike.
This thing's pretty cool. It rides really good. And these grips are like super comfy.
I think the thing that surprised me most was the mustache bars. I'm only 5'7", and this large 23-inch framed mountain bike should be way too big for me. But with the curve set back of the handlebars, it's a really comfortable ride. I think Thomas is going to be happy. Hey Thomas, how's it going?
Good.
I wish I could have you out here from California, but we'll make Zoom work. So,
bit of a drive.
Well, without dragging this on too long, Thomas was really happy with the bike. And I'm glad to see that this bike will continue to be ridden for a long time to come. Thanks so much for watching this episode. And if you're interested in doing a collaboration project like this, feel free to reach out to me with my contact information below.